Hey guys, I'm Tara Rochford from Tara Rochford Nutrition, and today we are going to be making homemade applesauce. It is apple season, it's fall, and applesauce is just plain delicious. And I was reminded by how easy it is to make at home when I was making it a couple of weeks ago. I went to an apple orchard with my mom and my grandma, and we took Marie, and it was just so adorable. And we came home with all these apples, and I thought, okay, now what am I gonna do? Make applesauce. This recipe first appeared on my website so many years ago, but I'm giving it a little update, and I'm gonna show you how easy it is to make yourself. So all you need is 4 apples, a cup of water, and then about a tablespoon of lemon juice. And if you wanna add a little cinnamon for flavor, you can do that. Totally up to you. You can add as much or as little as you want, or none at all. So we wanna have our apples peeled, and I like to peel them with a vegetable peeler. So I know a lot of people use a paring knife, you know, I feel like that's how my mom, my grandma would do it, but I think a vegetable peeler is a lot easier and it doesn't really take that much time. So just peel your apple. Peel it and voila. So move all of those scraps to the side. So not only is applesauce delicious, but it's super nutritious. Apples are filled with fiber, they're filled with vitamin C. It's great in the fall because they're in season, and eating with the seasons is great for the world, our bodies. It's just good for everything, and the food tastes better. So now I'm just going to core the apples, and I just like to cut the apples into half like this, and then cut that half into another half, and then take my knife. I'll move these out of the way so you can see. Take my knife and I just run it along the center and I cut the core out. Super simple. So we'll do that to every single piece, and then just cut these into really big chunks, and we'll move on to the next step. Okay, so our apples are totally chopped. Now we need to get some water boiling. So I've got 1 cup of water here, and what I'm gonna do is I'm going to put it to boil, set it to high, and as soon as the water's boiling, then we're gonna add all of these delicious apple chunks. Boil for 5 minutes. Oh, and the lemon juice. Don't forget the lemon juice. That kind of balances out the sweetness of the apples, prevents them from becoming too brown. So once the water's boiling, add the apples, the lemon juice, let it boil for 5 minutes, and then I'll meet you back here for the next step. Okay, so what just happened was the apples boiled with the water and the lemon juice for about 5 to 7 minutes. And I can tell that they are nice and soft because when they're pierced with a fork, they really just fall right off and they kind of start to mush on their own. And you can kind of see what they look like there. So the next step is we are going to put the apples in a food processor. You can also use an immersion blender and do it right in the pot, or you can put them into a high-powered blender. We're just gonna dump the cooking liquid and the apples right into the food processor. And if you want, this is when, you can see it's so steamy, warm. If you wanted to add cinnamon, this is the time when to add it, and you could just add a couple of dashes, as much or as little as you want. Today I'm gonna keep it plain, just no cinnamon for us. I kind of like to make a plain batch and then add cinnamon you know, as we serve it. So one day we can have plain, the next day we can have cinnamon. So just put the lid on there, and then we're just gonna pulse it until it becomes the desired consistency. I like a really smooth and creamy applesauce, but you can just do less pulses and get a nice thick and chunky applesauce. Okay, so take off the lid, grab a spoon, give it a stir, see how the consistency is. Look at that. Guys, you've just made applesauce. It looks amazing. Okay, so it's gonna be kind of warm. I wanna blow on it, but you always wanna give it a taste. Make sure that it tastes good. warm applesauce is delicious, but hot applesauce will burn your tongue so you can't taste anything for the next 2 days. We don't want that. So perfect. After you try this, you're never gonna wanna try this or buy the store-bought stuff ever again. It's so easy to make, very affordable, so delicious. Seriously, you're gonna be an applesauce fan after this. Okay, find a container, dump it in, and you can store it in the fridge for about a week. I like to store it in the freezer and then thaw it a little bit. And it's great baby food for Marie. I mean, Brian and I eat it as little, after lunch or after dinner sweetness, but Marie has started eating, and this is great. She just sticks her hands right in it. We preload a spoon and give it to her. Marie loves applesauce, and so do we. So there you have it, guys. That's how you make super simple, unsweetened, homemade applesauce. The recipe is on my website, TaraRochfordNutrition.com. And I hope you guys have an awesome day. Let me know if you make this, share it with a friend. This is a really fun and simple fall activity, and you've got a delicious end product. Hope you guys have a great day.